Life of the day. May your favorite childhood memory be not paying bills. Welcome to the Cody Storts Show, back here at Reckless, here in the lounge today. The show all about food, booze, and anything else you put in your mouth, like this big black microphone we keep talking about, right?
Yeah.
welcome, everybody. And with me today, I have the lovely Miss Erica, which y'all remember from the St. George
Hello.
show. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Sorry the chairs aren't as comfortable. We got demoted to this couch versus the other chairs. They were like these big, nice, comfy chairs.
It's all right. Cool. It feels more family-like.
You like that? Yeah, it's a little more cuddly. It's okay. And next to you is the first time dining with us here is H.E., correct?
That's correct.
Absolutely, man. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And who the heck are you, and what do you bring with us today, man? I see this like plethora of liquors, which all means that we're going to get nice and toasty today and not have a cold show whatsoever.
No, yes, you're exactly right. Who I am is probably not that important to the scheme of things.
That's the most important part. I can drink with just anybody. I choose not to most of the time. So why are you bringing? Who are you bringing? Then who are you first, man?
Yeah, my name's H.E. Like as you had said, my company is Back Bar Project. We are importers of family, small batch, and craft, if you will, distillates. Kind of hate that word craft because it.
No, but I really like the word distillates.
Yeah.
I think everybody has a different, like everybody has like, I have an expression of distillate. So yours is like distillate. I like that.
All that is just basically beer or wine that's cooked. That's all that means.
I'm just going to stick with distillate because that sounded so much cooler. We're just going to leave it at that, man. Cool. So you're very like hands-on at what you bring in. You're not just like trying to mass produce.
No.
You bring in mass produce stuff.
Yeah, work with families. We're the importer for this. I've been in this business for quite a long time and seen a lot of the guys who do it the right way. One of your previous guests, Lance Winters from St. George Spirits. I mean, he certainly was one of my mentors in this business.
Yeah, he gave us
one
a
of my
bunch of stuff that didn't suck. Yeah, he's a good stuff.
Yeah. And then you get a bunch of other people out there in the industry that industrialize their processes and financially abuse the producers, the land, the produce, the market, and everything, and really create a what I consider to be a bad name for the alcohol industry because it really is a beautiful industry.
Well, like anything else, you have people that care and it's an art, and you have people that want to make the ducats, right?
Yeah, right. So true.
I mean, in my business, it's not far off, man. There's Denny's and there's what we do.
Yeah.
Word.
It happens, right?
Yeah, right.
No matter what you're doing. How you doing over there, Tony?
You know me, just fucking killing it like always.
Yeah, dude. I feel like you haven't had a microphone for a while, dude. I miss you over there.
Yeah, we had lost a cable and stuff, so the last few shows I was had to cut myself out.
Your assistant. We got to bring those technical difficulties on the assistant, man. The assistant screwed it all up, dude. That's what it is. Yeah. Well, nice having you, brother. You are killing it, dude. You always make us look beautiful. Or by us, I just mean Erica today. I just showed up and put on my hat because I feel bad.
That's okay. I put my man bun on, so it's the same thing. Yeah.
I would have done that.
It's my hat.
Doesn't work.
I'm just trying desperately to still remain cool and young.
Cool. Well,
it's not working.
I've decided that cool and young is no longer go together. There's young and then there's cool.
Yeah, it's like, it's not.
Two different things, you know?
That's why my family laughs at me.
Young and dumb.
Perfect. So, hey, Eric, you were just telling me all the stuff you have going on. Last time we talked, I know you work for Young's. That's your deal. Yeah. But like all of us, we have to diversify in this wonderful world of ours. Yeah. And you're working on some other projects.
Yeah, I have a few things going on. So I've been at Young's for 7 years now. I just had my 7-year anniversary in December, which was
congrats.
Pretty iconic, really nice. And I have a few other things, a little bartending project on the side. I also now write for Amari Magazine. So
Amari, that's Amari Magazine.
Amari Magazine.
Just want to make sure that's clear.
Yeah. Published writer in the house.
Wow, look at that. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. So it's definitely a passion of mine. I've been able to, put out those papers in college just like in a night or two. And this kind of just fell into my lap and it was a huge blessing. So I'm super thankful for that. And then, I just also started a charity, a mentorship for young girls, kind of focus ages 15 to 25, usually when they're the most dumb. Right. And need the most guidance.
Your words there were very correct. I like that.
So, definitely another passion of mine.
So they get smart after 25? Is that what you're saying?
Still no.
Okay.
But
it's coming from her.
I don't. I'm just looking for a roadmap. I'm not questioning.
Most willing to kind of listen to somebody who's a little bit older.
Absolutely.
And so my daughter's 12 now, and I'm really seeing how much guidance that these young girls need, and how much trouble that they can get to at an early age. And me being such a wild one, I would like to
No way.
I might seem buttoned up, but you know.
You don't. I'm just letting you know right now.
Let the hair down every once in a while.
That's the best way to be, not buttoned up.
So yeah, just a few things, and just kind of pursuing the passions that I have. So.
Well, that's cool, man. I know that I have a daughter that's 8 years old, and every year I take her to like the daddy-daughter dance. I always try to take her out. And this year was the first year that like I took her out, and I was like, look, this is how guys should treat you. Like, this is the real deal. So we're going to get dressed up and make sure she was good. And we do it every year, but I think she was too young to kind of understand that. And so this year was all about, like, when she went to go open the door, I'm like, no, I opened the door.
Yeah.
No, this is how this goes. Yeah. And it was the little things that I thought that, you know, every dad should do that with their little girl. And I can just see her little eyes all happy. And
it's so important.
You know, and by the end of the night, it was the first night that she didn't, like, run off with her friends. You know, she, like, was like, hey, Dad, I'm going to dance. And she wanted to dance the whole time. And I just thought there was a huge connection there. And at 8 years old, I could tell a massive difference in the connection it took of me, like, explaining to her why these things are important and what to expect. And, like, if guys don't treat you this way, you bring them home and Dad'll slice them up into little steaks.
No, you don't bring them home.
No, you know what I mean, though. If they don't treat you that way, don't do it.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I've got a 10 and a 17-year-old daughter. And
man. So you're on both sides of the trenches.
Yeah, we all got girls.
Gosh, you know? It's amazing. And my 17-year-old,
run the world.
She's going to run the world, and she's genius, but she hasn't had any serious boyfriends. And so
that you know of.
I always,
that's what she's saying over here.
I do know. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
And I always pat myself in the back when I am reminded that she doesn't have any girlfriends, because I've set the bar so high that she has not met another man that lives up to the standard with which I've set.
Nobody beats Dad.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No, that's
what I tell myself and my therapist every day. No,
I do believe that there is a standard for that, and I believe that I was raised by just my mom. My dad wasn't around until I was much older, and so I had no idea how. I'm the most undude dude I know, right? I like played sports and whatever, and so I think it's so important. Her mom's around, of course, and she has 2 sets, but to be a dad to her is like, hey, I better show up. My parents didn't, right? Like,
you set the standard.
Yeah, and I had to like go rogue and figure it out. Still haven't figured a whole lot
There's
out.
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube helps.
They didn't have that when I was little. Should have never left the bathroom, I think. It's crazy.
Oh, God.
You know, good old YouTube. But that's awesome you're doing that. And I think it's true. I don't think the kids these days have a direct line to reality.
Mentorship.
Yeah, and so the more you can have that with kids now is so epick, so epic. And I got another one on the way in April, so.
Congratulations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. We just took the ultrasound this morning. We're looking at little like mesh flattened baby faces and stomachs, you know.
Do you know the sex yet?
Yeah, of course. It's going to be all girls. Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be like you.
It's amazing.
It's amazing though, right?
Yeah,
if I had a little boy, I'd probably be lost, to be honest.
I know, right? Yeah.
So that's just how it goes. I was like, hey, all girls, bring on the noise.
Cool.
I'd throw him a 55-mile-an-hour fastball thinking it was 95 and say, catch it. And I'd still hit him in the face.
Right,
so that's what I would do. Yeah.
Right in the nose.
Just hold your glove here, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just catch it.
It's the Sandlot.
Why can't you bat left also?
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you're doing those things and you're still out chugging every day, still pushing all the good booze.
Yeah, pushing the booze.
Yeah.
Booze slanging.
Booze slanging, dude.
Yeah.
I like that. You know, we had an idea the other day, and you could tell me, and this was with wine reps, but there should be a place that we make that's like industry only, where at the end of the week you bring all the bottles that you couldn't finish with your guest, and everybody that's in the industry like chips in, and we all can just drink everything.
Yeah, that's called my office.
Well, but I don't go there. We have to like. I think it should be like a thing. I don't know, like a speakeasy somewhere.
I like it. I'm all good.
You know, I don't know. So I want to hear more about. Of course, you brought some things that you know that you are proud of here as far as booze goes.
Yeah.
But your past is. Have you been slinging booze your whole life there? I mean, obviously you have a past beyond that. Are you from the restaurant business? Are you from sales or? Yeah,
I did restaurant business for a handful of years, and the first half of my life, I was in the entertainment business. I was an opera singer, an actor. I did
opera singer.
I don't know. Did you know that?
No, I don't know anything, man. That's the best way to roll. I'm telling you. The less I know, the more fun it is for everybody.
I toured around the world, did musicals, and I did a soap opera for a while, some other random TV shit and all. It was, it's rad till you do it. Man,
well, I was a touring clown. I'm gonna lay that out there. A European style clown for a lot of years. I did theater most of my life.
Wow,
I never did anything like opera and then I did some TV, but most of it was theater based. And so I get it, man.
So I was acrobatic?
No. European style clowning, like Marx Brothers physical theater.
Okay.
But we did it all over the place, and
wow.
I did it for a long time, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. And then just one day went, well, I guess I'll do restaurants.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right.
Yeah, it was kind of the same with me.
The same path. So
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was.
But opera though, that's like a skill set.
Yeah.
Comedian theater was like, I know how to get hit in the face with something.
Yeah, well, it's everything in the world is a skill set and training and trainable in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, it was something that man. I did and whatever. But
no, that's cool as shit, dude. I don't know. I've never been an opera guy ever in my entire life.
It is cool. Yeah, I did big leads in major musicals throughout the world, and so performed probably 1,500 performances in my life.
Yeah, and then just you were done. You have a family,
Nope, I was done. I just it brought me no joy.
Right.
It just the daily grind, the work.
People don't realize how hard that business is.
Yeah, it just beat me up, beat up my soul, beat up my body, beat up my my drive and my happiness, and I resented going to work every day, and I realized that. As sad as it is to have to admit that in my life at this point, but like I had the world in my hand, and then it was so unfulfilling that I had to take a left turn.
Well, I think the term having the world in your hand only means if you're happy.
Well, and it's an outside perspective viewpoint
it's
on
not,
that too.
I mean, I've had a million things. People said, "Oh, that's awesome, you're doing that." And you're like, you know how much that shit blows? I don't want to do that anymore, dude. Right? Like. Life is, and being vulnerable and talking about it is what life makes people happy, man. So so being able to say you did it and now you don't do it anymore is probably the happier thing than keeping doing it.
Yeah, and that's true. Yeah, very much so it is. Yeah.
So then your drinking problem from then led into the job you have now.
There it is. Yes. I anesthetized my pain for the next 10 years, and then I figured out a way to capitalize on that anesthetization. And so it's
most alcoholics can't use that big of words except for
I know, right?
No,
well,
that's good.
Talk to me in 3 hours. I can't. It's still early.
That's awesome, man.
I still have coffee in my hand.
And so did you start in this, or did you do other boozes, or how did that work out? Because this is very specific what you do. I mean, I get brands on here all the time that are very like, oh yeah, I sell this, and then their story's kind of all the freaking same. And then we branch out and learn little intricacies about them, So did you start out with this or something?
I started out actually working for a big liquor company for about 8 years, and so kind of learned the ins and outs of it, the beauty of it, the ugly of it, and I partnered with a couple of guys who started this company about 7 years ago, and on the ground floor of Back Bar Project is the name of our company, and we are a handful of entrepreneurial-minded liquor industry, supplier-driven, an importer. Alcohol company is kind of the long-winded version of what it is that we do, but we work with families, we work with ethical products, we work with people that are actually making the product. We're not dealing with second and third time removed from it, and I mean, we certainly it is something that is important for us to get broadcast out there to the world, that people get it and understand it. Like one of the things, for instance, that we're going to be looking at today is a Giffard.
Yeah, so I've heard of this one. We actually used it, and this is my experience. Is everybody uses the what was it, the Kuiper or whatever? The first time that everybody kind of had the fruity liqueurs that everybody put in their drinks. And as I was bartending back in the day, which is by no way that bartending is now, craft cocktails. I'm like a complete virgin bartender coming to that. We used to like pour Jack and Cokes, and then some girls like, I wanted something sweet, and I'm like, pick a color. Right? And it would be the same sweet drink with that color in it every time. And then this stuff started coming out, and I'm like, well, you can't just make it pink, like what, And then I learned that there's also, that was before I was a chef, obviously, but then I learned that there could be a lot more flavor than blue.
Well,
and really what it came out to.
Or the purple, which is the new LA water.
I'll take the fuchsia. You're like, all right, well, make it a fucking fuchsia.
Yeah,
drink.
so the analogy maybe to that's going to be something like a marinara sauce. I mean,
totally.
if you can buy the $3.50 whatever crappy version at whatever your local grocery store is, or you can house make something in the back, and it's going to be, from an ingredient standpoint, relatively the same, yet from a flavor and experience standpoint, going to be an entirely different experience. And so this is what this is. So this is it's natural fruit that is either steam distilled and or macerated, or some sort of combination of both, used from the base of a sugar beet distillate, and sugar beet's the sweetener in it. And so it is a crafted product for the purpose of building flavorful and well ingredient cocktails.
So do you set your parameters on liquors you carry, or spirits, or whatever distillates? I don't know. I want to make sure you use the right word today.
Distillates
is what we're going with today. do you set parameters on like things you will and won't take? Like, hey, we only will take, and I'm not going to use the word farm to table. I think that's so whatever, but exactly like,
but if
one-stop shop. You know what I mean? Like there's no middleman. And then obviously I think booze, which I've learned is a lot about telling a story. Yeah. If you can't tell a story behind something with booze, I think that you lose it. And tell me if I'm wrong. You guys are the ones that sell it. I sit here and listen. If somebody's like, it's good, I'm like, cool, man. I'm probably not going to try that. But the story really, there's a lot to it.
Well, it's really interesting when you look at the industry of the restaurant industry, and I'll call it that as a big, maybe overall kind of, like understanding of it is, like 20, 25 years ago, and not that I want to out any names out there, but we all know those restaurants where you would walk into the kitchen and there's a 30-foot long freezer. And some, whatever food delivery company of the day comes in and 75% of their food delivery is going to be in a freezer form. And today, those almost do not exist anymore unless you're a fast food restaurant.
Right.
It's now you're going to have a freezer that's going to hold ice cream, maybe one or two meats that's of value or something like that.
Yeah, my freezer holds things that I make and then freeze.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Like, you don't and then we do like dumplings or whatever we can that we can.
So but then that paradigm shifted in the food industry, right? Totally. And so now that does not exist. And you walk out here and you can go left and right, and you're not going to see any big conglomerate restaurant out there because people don't like that frozen food driven like flavor profile, and they understand that's not good. Well, that started shifting in the wine industry probably about 15 years ago, beer industry that shifted.
Huge. Yeah.
Right now, alcohol industry is shifting. The reason why the alcohol industry is the last one to shift, if I were to give you one word to make a guess as to why that was the last one of those four items that I just mentioned to shift,
I would guess because of aging.
Money.
Oh, really? Well, money's because of everything, I guess I could say.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess.
No,
well,
money.
Is bliss.
Money, because which one of those industries have the most big money behind?
Yeah, I don't know. That's this off. I'm guessing probably liquor does.
The alcohol industry. Yeah, right. I mean, you think about it, like pre-prohibition times, and we talk about like old presidents of our country that used to potentially and or maybe not potentially own some pre-prohibition and during prohibition operations and things like that. And you think about like how so many industries were built on that liquor industry dollar system out there. And so that's the reason why. And so what it is that we're doing out there, we are really, as if you will, I mean, I hate to sound altruistic about it, but like we're really out there fighting the man.
Oh, so yeah, this is a new concept for me. So you're saying that the push in liquor that is now I hate the word craft too, but that is what it is.
I mean, for lack of a better
for lack of a better term, the craft movement is kind of fighting the big money in liquor. So you have the same comparisons.
Yeah, fighting against like the larger marketing schemes that they have the money to advertise this brand, but it may not necessarily be a craft brand. Just the same as in the food industry, people are carrying what is on their plate and what goes into their body. Same thing in the alcohol industry. They're starting to care more about the ingredients that are going into that bottle and wanting to know where it came from and how it was made.
And follow the economics behind it and follow the money, because we really, at the end of the day, we can have we can have whatever political belief system that we have, but we really vote with our money.
Well, yeah, 100%.
And so how many times have I sat in a presentation and said, who's your political affiliation, if you will? And they go, very much skewing to one side. And then I say, and then what brands do you drink? And then now, do you know what brands those companies, the companies that own those brands that they support politically? And then eyes roll back. And then you go, well, we vote with our money, really, at the end of the day. I mean, we can take our one vote and we can go on social media and say what we want to say, and we can make ourselves feel better because we've emotionally vomited all over that media, but then really
Facebook.
At the end of the day, then we go and we drop $150 into the companies that are supporting whatever the anti-political agenda of whatever it is that we believe in. Again, this is not about taking one political side or the other. It's about understanding and knowing what it is that what
we're funding by getting drunk.
That's
I mean, truthfully, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's exactly right.
I never thought about it that way, but it makes total sense. I mean, you're 100%. None of that would surprise me. Let me put it that way. That everything.
It's always about money.
Yeah, it all comes down to who's paying the tax dollars, and we know that the taxes on liquors go extremely high.
Yes, very much.
And that includes the making of it and the selling of it, right? I mean, you're taxed in, taxed out, taxed everywhere. And that's got to go somewhere. Somebody's got to make the ducats.
Yeah.
So that's good to know that everything's back. We're going to take a short little break here, and then we come back. We're going to try this.
Yep.
And then we're going to go forward, moving into, looks like some mezcals, yeah? And then I'm really interested in this tequila you brought. All my fans know I'm not the biggest tequila fan. However, we have tried some that were absolutely delicious on here. And we have tried some that I said, oh, those taste like tequila.
And I'm going to correct you. It's not tequila. It's Sotol.
There you go.
So stick around for the next segment, and you will know the definition.
We're about to
of that
edumacate
word.
you.
I would love to be edumacated. See you in a few.